Hey guys, what's up? If you're new to my channel, then hi, welcome. My name is Robin, and if you know me in real life or if you've already seen my videos before, then hi again. So today I'm filming a video that I'm pretty nervous to film, but I'm also really excited to upload. I've been wanting to film this video for a long time, and I think now is the perfect time. This is an important video for me because this is my coming out story video. So today, October 11th, is National Coming Out Day. And the month of October is also LGBT History Month. So I like girls, I identify as gay, but I did once identify as bisexual. So I'm going to tell you the story about how I realized that I like girls and used the label bisexual, and then realized that no, I actually only like girls, and now identify as gay. But first, I think it's important to know why we celebrate National Coming Out Day and why we celebrate LGBT History Month and all of that. So one of the reasons is visibility is very important. It's important to speak up about who you are as a person and how you identify, just so that people know that we are here, even though we may be different in their eyes, that we're normal, we're human, and we deserve to be respected and treated with equality. Also, we should be seen as more of a normality within everyday life. It's also important to recognize that people haven't always been as widely accepted as we are now. Today, people are still being harassed, jailed, and killed for being gay. And that's honestly such a ridiculous statement to even be said. And yeah, even if same-sex marriage is legalized, that doesn't mean that people aren't still being condemned for it. So yeah, we have made a lot of steps forward, but we still have so many more steps to move forward and progress in order to be fully accepted in this world, because so many people still don't accept gay people and people of the LGBT community. So yeah, I'm here today to tell my story. I'm doing this video for myself so that people can get to know me better, but it's also a way for people to see this if they're struggling with coming out or accepting who they are. Then they can see my story and be more accepting of themselves. When I was figuring out my sexuality, I would watch a whole bunch of coming out stories on YouTube. I still do, just because I like listening to the stories. So basically, I'm gay, but before this I identified as bisexual, and before that I completely thought I was straight because I was so far in the closet that I literally had no idea that I was gay, even though there were like so many clear signs like as a kid. So it's funny though, because most people say that they realized that they were different or gay when they were really young, but that's like not the case for me. Like it took me forever to realize. So it all did start back in elementary school, because once I realized that I liked girls, I did remember like everything like of me liking girls, and just like everything that like could have been an explanation for me to being gay. So basically in elementary school, I remember having a crush on probably 3 different girls in my classes. One of them I remember specifically that it was like reading time. I was in 4th grade, it was like reading time, and we just got to go like get books from like our little library in our classroom, and I saw the girl there, and I remember like I had a crush on her, like I wanted to talk to her, but like she was up there like getting a book, and I was like, okay, this is my time to go like say hi and like get her number, because I used to like talk to my friends all the time on the phone when I was a kid. I don't know, I don't do that now, but like I did as a kid. But yeah, basically I went up to her and I was like, I basically said like, hi, like can I have your number so like we can like talk and be friends? And she literally rejected me and said no, and I was like, oh, okay. So in middle school there were like a couple different girls. There was one in 6th grade that I remember I thought was like super pretty, and I would always look at her. And there were like a few different ones, and I was like obsessed, and I'm still obsessed with like lots of female celebrities. I mean, I also did like male celebrities. I love the Jonas Brothers, Zac Efron. Like I had guy and girl posters on my wall, but I was definitely way more into the girls. But I mean, I definitely did think about like the Jonas Brothers and Zac Efron were hot. Like I still do. I'm just not attracted to them. I just think they're attractive. But yeah, but basically, yeah, like I was obsessed with Ashley Tisdale. I had the biggest crush on the actress Alexa Nicola. She plays Nicole on Zoe 101. I also had a crush on Lindsay Shaw, the girl that plays Mose on Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide. But back then, I didn't think of them as crushes. Like I didn't really think of them as crushes, to be honest. I don't know, I thought they were like, I guess I thought it was like admiration, or I just really wanted to be best friends with them, which I did, but I also like, you know, like I guess like had a crush on them. And then in middle school, like apparently like I had a lot of crushes on guys, but they weren't real crushes. Like looking back now, like that was nothing. That was like me like barely learning about like, oh, like girls like boys, okay, I guess I like these boys. And then in 8th grade there was this one girl who said she was bisexual, and I remember telling her like, I think I might be bisexual because I think about kissing girls. And then that was like all the conversation we had. But she jokingly wrote in my yearbook like, stay straight, and I thought it's hilarious because like that didn't end up happening. Like I ended up learning who I really was. And then in 9th grade, I would always wear like the rainbow bracelets, just because I really like them. I don't even know where I got it from, but I really like them. And I would always just like say that I would wear it for like support. And I remember in 9th grade, this one girl that like was dating a girl in 9th grade, she asked me like, are you into girls? Are you gay? And I was like, oh, no, like I'm straight. Like I just support it, you know? But yeah, that was like another thing. Also, like one of my friends who I'm pretty sure identifies as pansexual, she asked me like a few different times during high school, just like, do you like girls? Like are you gay? And I would always just say like, no, like I'm straight. And then one time, I remember like in chemistry class, like before class started, she was watching The L Word on Netflix. And I think I asked her like, oh, what are you watching? And she was like, oh, The L Word, like have you seen it before? Have you heard of it? And I was like, no. And then she basically said like, you know, it's about like lesbians. And then she said like, I think you would really like it. And I'm like, okay, yeah, like maybe I'll watch it someday. And I actually didn't watch it until very recently. Like I finished it a few months ago and I absolutely loved it. It's one of my favorite shows ever. Honestly, if you're not even gay or queer at all, you should still watch it. If you're straight, like it's a good show. You'll have a good time watching it and you'll learn a lot too. Also, like during high school, like at different times, me and my friends would like ask each other like, oh, would you ever like do this sexual thing with a girl? In the back of my mind, I always like had thought about like kissing girls, but like, and I was obsessed with like the I Kissed a Girl song by Katy Perry. I was like, yes, this is my jam, like kissing girls, like I want to do that, but like I hadn't done it yet. And me and one of my friends would talk about like, yeah, maybe I'm bi, but then I think hers was more of an admiration. Mine was more of like, oh yeah, I like girls, but I still didn't realize it yet. And because of these conversations me and my friends had, like I used to look up videos like how do you know you're gay, how do you know you're bisexual. And the YouTuber Jenna Ann, known on YouTube as Lesbian Answers, like I would watch her videos. Like one of her videos said like you like girls, like basically if you know in your head, know in your heart that you would want to marry a girl. And when I heard that, I was like, oh no, like that's not me. Like I never envisioned myself like having like an abnormal life like that. Like I never envisioned myself like getting married to a girl. Like that's not me. So then I kind of like just pushed back in my head again, and I was like, nah, like I don't like girls. I guess like that's just like me, just like admiring girls. Like I think everybody has girl crushes, right? Like that was my mentality. And yeah, and then also one time in high school, I think either sophomore or junior year, I think it was my 16th birthday party. Basically me and my friends were playing Truth or Dare, and me and my friend were dared to make out with each other, and that was actually my first make out with somebody. Like most lesbians say like their first kiss with a girl is like so different. That's what like makes them like realize, oh shit, I'm gay. But that wasn't what made me realize I was gay. Like the kiss was like, it was kind of weird to me. Like I didn't really like it. I don't know, that wasn't a good kiss, but like in my head I was like, oh my god, like I finally made out with a girl, like yes, it's like it happened. And then the movie Black Swan came out, and I remember seeing the trailer and like seeing like how Natalie Portman and Mila Kunis were gonna like kiss and have like a sex scene in it, and I was like, oh my god, like I want to watch this in my head. And yeah, basically I was obsessed with that scene. That I told my friends that was my favorite scene, and they were like, what? Like I guess that's like cool, but that's funny, that's a little weird. Like why is that your favorite scene, you know? But I don't know, I guess I didn't really question it much, but then I realized like I would be attracted or get turned on by like scenes where girls would kiss each other, or I would be really attracted to watching like TV shows and movies with like lesbian couples. You know, I was just like curious. I was like, I like watching this. And I watched like a whole bunch of different shows like Pretty Little Liars, Fosters, Faking It, Degrassi, just a whole bunch of like TV shows with gay characters in it. Also, all throughout high school I didn't really have any crushes like at all, not even on guys. Like I dated this one guy for a month my freshman year, and he also turned out to be gay, I believe. And I think I didn't really have crushes on girls or just anyone in general, just because I guess I didn't really know where my mind was at. Like in high school, like I didn't really think about like romance or like sex or anything like that. Like I was like pretty innocent in high school, and I guess like I just didn't, my mind and my heart didn't know what I was attracted to. So in my mind, like I wasn't really thinking about anybody, but sometimes I was like trying to be like, oh yeah, I think I have a crush on this guy. But I remember there was these two like faculty members at my school. I'm not gonna say like what positions they did just because that's awkward, but they were both like pretty young, like in like their late 20s, early 30s, but they were like really pretty. One of them, like she would usually work within like the event stuff, and like every time I would see her at events or during lunch, like I would just like want to look at her because I would think she was so pretty. And then there was another like staff faculty member, like I would see her around lunch and I would always just want to like stare at her, like glance at her, because like I just thought she was like really pretty. And like I heard that like some of the guys also had a crush on her. But yeah, like that was a crush in my head. But like when friends asked if I had a crush, like I didn't say anybody. And like I knew like, oh, like maybe I shouldn't say this because it might be a little weird to say that. I was like, I don't know, like, you know, like, but I still wasn't convinced that it was like a crush. I was like, oh, it's just like a girl crush, you know, like girls have like girl crushes, like celebrity girl crushes, but like this was different though. And then basically senior year, so senior year was 2013. Well, 2012/2013. So my second semester senior year was 2013. That's when I finally realized that I liked girls. That's when it finally hit me that I liked girls, and it was all because of the actress Amber Heard. Yeah, basically like I had seen a couple of movies with her in it, Stepdad or Stepfather, whatever it's called, and The Joneses. And so I had seen her and I thought she was really pretty. So then I just started like Googling her and seeing like what else she's been in, like interviews of her, like just like everything. Like I wanted to know everything about her. And like I just like realized how even more beautiful she was, and I pretty much honestly fell in love with her. As much as you can fall in love with a celebrity that you don't even know in real life, like I pretty much fell in love with her. And I also like learned from like Googling her that she has dated women before, and I was like, oh my god, like no way, like this is cool, this is awesome. But yeah, basically like I fell in love with her, and like I started saying to myself like I want to marry this girl. And then I thought to myself, wait, what? Like, would you actually marry her? And then it hit me and I was like, oh my god, like yes, like I would, like shit, like I think I like girls, like I like her, like I like girls, like I would marry a girl, I would marry other girls. And I was like, oh my god, like then I realized like, oh my god, I like girls. And so that was like a moment that hit me. But then like there was like a whole like probably like a few months worth of me like coming to terms with it and like realizing like, okay, like yes, this is actually a thing that's real, this is actually a thing that I'm feeling, this is not just like something that like everybody feels, this is like me actually like being interested in girls. And so now I started even watching more like TV shows, like clips on YouTube, and lesbian couples on YouTube, just like living their everyday lives, because I was like really interested, and like that really made me realize like how normal it is, and how like they could live like a normal life, and how they could be in a loving, committed relationship. And like that really was amazing to see, because like even though like you do see that stuff in like media, but not that much. I think nowadays, like yeah, I feel like everything has like a little bit of gay in it. Also senior year, I started liking one of my friends, like an actual, like I actually liked her rather than just like a normal like crush or whatever. It was like it was like a girl that I actually liked, with me having the knowledge that I now like girls. And then also during this time that I was coming to terms with it, videos of like of the show South of Nowhere would always come up on my recommended videos on YouTube. And like I didn't watch it for a long time, and then I finally clicked on it because I was like, okay, this has been like on my recommended videos for so long, I'll just click on it. And it was the show South of Nowhere, which I hadn't watched before, but I hadn't heard of before. But I basically like loved the show because it was like two girls in high school that like dated and basically dealt with homophobia and all of that. But yeah, at this point in my life, senior year, when I realized it, I was identifying as bisexual, because that is what I had thought I was. All my life I had like told everybody, like I had like said in my mind like, oh yeah, I have crushes on these guys, and I found guys attractive, and so like I thought I was attracted to them. But because I still hadn't fully experienced like what it was to like have feelings for someone, or to fully be attracted to somebody, I didn't realize like the difference between like liking a guy and liking a girl, and how like different it was in my eyes, like how different it felt for me to like a girl rather than to like, oh, like think a guy is like hot and maybe like be interested in dating him, but like not really at all. So basically the whole summer, that was me coming to terms with my sexuality, and honestly I really loved it. Like I didn't struggle, like I didn't like feel upset or like hate myself for it, because I had grown up in like such a like open and accepting environment, I think with like friends and like family, that like I didn't feel shame for it. But that doesn't mean that I wasn't scared to tell my friends or family, because I definitely was. But I don't know, I was loving that time. I feel like that was like such a special time in my life where I was just like realizing and coming to terms with who I actually am. And it was just like me having like a secret all to myself. So basically it's the summer before my freshman year of college, and I wasn't gonna tell anybody, except I had planned on telling my best friend 2 different times that summer, but I chickened out both times just because I was like too scared. So then it came time to college, and it was like the first week of college, and like me and one of my roommates and like a few other people were like playing truth or dare or something like that, and like something came up where my roommate had to answer if she would like kiss a girl or something, and she was like, yeah, I'd kiss a girl, like I'm bisexual, or like I'm bi. And I was like, oh, me too, like I'm bi too. And then that was the first time that I had came out to somebody, and I was just like, oh my god, like that was the first time I had just came out to somebody. And then also my roommate that year that I shared a room with was also gay, so it was just like really easy that year to like come out and like be myself and like learn more about my sexuality. So slowly that year, like I came out to like the random friends that I made like in college, and also I came out to my friends from high school that year, like throughout the year, like either through text or when I saw them in person. So the first person I was still gonna tell was my best friend. So I texted her before winter break saying, hey, like I have something to tell you like when I come home, because I knew if I didn't do that, like I wouldn't say anything, I would chicken out. When we hung out on winter break, we were in our car on the way to the mall, and basically like I was like nervous. I was like, she was like, you can tell me anything, and like I know that like we'd been friends since 6th grade, and we had like gay friends in high school, so like I knew it wasn't like anything like too terrible, you know. But basically I was like, I'm bi, and yeah, she was like accepting, like normal about it. And then that day when we went to go to the mall to hang out with her friend, we were hanging out with our gay guy friend, and so I was like, okay, like I'll tell him. And so basically like I told him like I'm bi, and basically he was like shocked. He was like, what the fuck, like because he didn't like know that during high school. Like he was just like, what, like this is just like, what is this, you like is this what? But and then basically he was like, well, what the fuck is this bi thing, like why can't you just choose? And then my best friend who was there agreed with him. She was like, yeah, like I don't believe in that, like I think you just like one or the other. And that was just like really like defeating, because one, like the fact that my best friend didn't believe me, and then the fact that this friend that was also in the LGBT community didn't believe in my bisexuality, that was just like really defeating. And I was like, what the fuck, like what do you mean? But yeah, I mean, they were still really accepting and they were still my friends, but they just didn't understand the whole bi thing. And then I told my other friends in text or in person when I hung out with them, and they were all really accepting and everything. And then it was the summer after college, so it was now 2014, summer 2014, and I still had to tell my other best friend. And I hadn't told her yet just because I was like really nervous to tell her for some reason. I thought she wasn't going to be accepting. I don't know why, but she's honestly like probably one of the most accepting friends that I've had. But basically we were at the fair and I just randomly told her, because we were on like the subject somehow like type of guys, and I was like, actually like I'm bi. And she was like, all right. She was like, okay. And then she was like upset that I just took forever to tell her. And I was like, sorry, like it's nothing against you, it's just like a me thing, you know, like coming out is something you do on your own terms, on your own time. But yeah, like everything was all cool with that. And then that summer I had also told myself like, okay, like I want to tell my family this summer. And then it was 2 weeks before my second year was gonna start, and I still hadn't told them. So then I was like, okay, like I'm just gonna do it tonight. And so it was just one night, me and my mom were watching TV in her bed, and she was about to go to sleep, and the movie was about to end. And so then basically I told her like, I have something to tell you, and I was like, well, we waited till the movie was over, and I took forever to tell her. Like I couldn't get the words out because I was just so scared. And like when you're coming out, like people know that when they come out, like sometimes the words just don't come out. You're like, you're trying to say it, but like it doesn't. And I told her to guess, and my mom literally kept guessing that I was pregnant, kept asking me like, you're pregnant, like so many times. I was like, no mom, like literally, like no, like that's not it at all. And then she asked me like, she was like did you drop out of college? And then just like other stuff that was like bad, and I was just like, no. And then so then I realized like, okay, I'm not gonna be able to tell her. So I texted it on my phone, and I literally wrote, I'm bisexual, I like guys and girls. And then I showed it to her. And then immediately after, I was like, don't hate me, don't hate me, don't hate me, don't hate me. And I like started crying. And I knew she wasn't gonna hate me. I knew she was gonna still love me, but I was just like really scared, you know, like what she was gonna think. And she basically just said like, I love you, like you're the same, like nothing's ever gonna change. This is okay. And like I expected that. Like literally a year before, the August beforehand, the August before I went into college, like there was an instance where I thought she knew, because she said something about like, if you want a boyfriend or a girlfriend, and I was just like, what? No, like no, like like I don't want a girlfriend. Even though like at that time like I knew I liked girls, but I was not ready to tell her at all. I was like But yeah, no, she was like completely accepting, and I told her to tell my dad and my sister because like I wasn't gonna be able to tell them. Like my mom is the closest person like in my family that I can tell stuff to, and so like there was no way I was gonna be able to like tell them. I don't know what she told my sister, but she just like told her. And I remember one time we were in the kitchen and my sister mentioned something about like me liking girls. And then another time, it was maybe like a week after I had told my mom, like my parents went to go get frozen yogurt, and while they were like driving there, like my dad calls me, and then at that moment, I don't know why, I just felt like my mom had told him, like he knew. And so he calls me and I answer, and he's like, oh Robin, like that's awesome, like I'm really happy for you, like I love you. And so I was just like, oh, like, and so my mom had told him, like I knew he was going to be accepting too, because you know, we have gay family. And then in my sophomore year of college was like easy the same, because I had the exact same roommates, so I was able to just be myself with them. And then the summer after freshman year is when I decided to come out to the world, basically on social media. And so I posted this picture on my Instagram and my Facebook, and I got really good feedback, but it was like really scary. I posted it like right after Pride happened, and yeah, but that was like a cool thing. And my junior year, my new roommate that I shared a room with, back then she was a stranger, but actually now she's one of my best friends. Hi, if you're watching this, you know who I'm talking about. At the beginning of the school year, I was still scared to like talk to her about it, like tell her like, oh yeah, like I was like going on a date with this girl, or whatever. But then I ended up opening up my shell, and then it just became easy to talk to her about it. And then that year I also joined a sorority, so that was a whole new bunch of girls, a whole new bunch of people in my circle of people that I knew, that I now was like, okay, like shit, like now I'm gonna have to come out to them too. Yeah, I was like, I don't know how they're gonna react. Well, I had posted that I was going to queer prom with somebody, and then I brought that person to our carnation ball, and everybody seemed to be accepting of it. I was like scared to like do that though, but that's like basically how I came out to them, by like a social media post. I also like have it on like my Instagram bio that I'm like gay or whatever, I had the gay flag. And also like one of the first friends that I had in my sorority, I felt okay to tell her, just because she had told me that her best friend was a lesbian, and I was like, oh okay, like me too. Also my junior year, this is when I finally realized that I not only like girls, but that I was gay and not bisexual, because I just finally realized after all these years of like fully like being able to like know who I like express myself, like I was like, okay, like I find guys attractive, but that's it. Like I don't want to go on dates with them, I don't want to be in a relationship with them, I don't want to marry them, and I don't want to do sexual stuff with them. But then with girls, like I knew that's exactly what I wanted to date them. That's when I fully realized that I want to date women, that I want to marry a woman. But that's when I realized like some of the like friends that I had that were like always like looking at guys or interested in guys, I was never interested in guys, I was only ever interested in girls. So that's when I realized like, okay, like shit, like actually I'm not bi, but I'm gay. But yeah, basically junior year was the year I was getting like more in touch with me being gay and not bisexual. And my junior senior year have just been like years of me like being comfortable with myself, like going on dates with girls. I've gotten feelings and have fallen for like a couple different girls. I'm going out to like gay clubs and going to Pride and like different lesbian events. And yeah, it's just been like really great. I'm really happy where I'm at. But I haven't like officially told my parents that I identify as gay rather than bisexual. And also with some friends, I never really came out to them as gay. Well, a couple of them I did, but others I didn't. I kind of just like let it like flow. But with my parents, I think they still think I'm bisexual, because they still mention things about like me having a boyfriend or getting married to a guy, which is just like, No. So if you guys are watching this, which you probably are, like, thank you for being so accepting of me and thank you for like believing in me. I'm just telling you now, I only like girls. I don't usually talk to my family about like my dating life because that's just like, I don't know why it's awkward to me. Like, I talk to my friends like all about it, but I don't really like talk to my family about it. But yeah, like my other relatives, like my aunts on like my dad's side have been like accepting and stuff like that. But yeah, like if any other family like sees this and isn't accepting, then I don't really care because I don't really care. Like, it's my life and this is who I am. But yeah, basically this is my coming out story. And yeah, I actually do hate that the fact that I'm like kind of perpetuating the stereotype that like bisexual is just a phase, but it's not. And it wasn't a phase for me. It was me actually thinking that I was bisexual and then realizing actually like, no, like I'm gay. And sometimes people go through that. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. I hope if you're struggling, maybe this was able to help you in some way. And I hope that if you're not struggling with your sexuality, then maybe this video was able to help you understand gay people more or understand me more, and just get a sense of who I am. And yeah, I've been really lucky and I'm really happy about that. Really thankful for my family and friends and thankful for the life that I live, and just happy that I'm a full homo. Happy being gay, I guess. Ha! Gay! Yeah, I don't know, I just wanted to throw that in there. If you enjoyed watching this video, then definitely give this video a like. Maybe you can leave a comment down below, share with your friends. Definitely subscribe to me down below. The button is right down there. I'll be posting more LGBT related videos and also more other kind of videos. Probably a lot more that I could have said in this video, but this video is already way too long. But yeah, bye!